Hey everybody, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? How's it going, Jack?
Going good,
Recording
Jeffrey.
in
How's it going there?
progress.
Another day in paradise as always.
Yes, it is. Hello, Martin Rogers, and everybody else tuning in.
Yeah, how's everybody doing? Another Monday on a Friday, right?
Yeah. Hello, Dennis.
Ah, here we go. Here we go. So, Jack, what do you got today?
What I got today is an expiring credit spread in AVGO.
AVGO?
Yeah, let me see.
Well, since it's right near all-time high, it looks like you should be okay as long as you were anywhere down here.
So I sold the 325
Yep.
and I bought the 322.50.
Well, that looks like it's going to go out for full profit.
I think so, depending, it's going to take a big move down in AVGO for it to get near 325. So I think I'm good on this. I don't remember how many winners in a row this is, but it's been quite a few. I've been loving this strategy. And great thing about the credit spread is the price of the stock doesn't matter. So you can do this on any stock as long as it's in a trend. That's always the underlying key.
Well, did you take a Tesla payout yesterday?
Yeah, yeah, it's all good, man. That Tesla has been amazing. You know,
That should have been a payout right there.
yeah, for sure. It waffled around 320, for so long, and then finally getting going.
Yeah, I mean, it finally did the breakouts, back tested the trend line here. I mean, it
Yeah.
tried to break out in early August, failed, tried again late August, back tested the breakout, and then now we're off to the races. And
Off to the races.
this thing could be at 450 in a blink.
Yeah. Hey, Earl. Yeah, it could be at 450. When was the last time it was over 400? What's that back there?
Let's see, it's been
Remember?
since February.
Yeah. It's been a long year for Tesla shareholders, but they have such faith in Elon.
Hey,
It's
me
the
too.
traders
Me
that get
too.
wrinkled out. The longer termers, they go for it.
Yeah, I got a brand new update installed on my truck this morning, and yeah, we'll see what they fixed and what they improved.
Yeah. What kind of mileage, miles do you think that vehicle can get? There's no moving parts. What's the deal with these EVs? How long do they last?
Well, I mean, as far as lifespan, people have been getting well over 500,000 miles out of them, and you know, as far as one charge goes, I can get about 300 miles on a charge.
Cool.
So it's it's utility. I mean, I don't go, my average day, I probably don't drive more than 20 miles. So I don't put a ton of work on that truck.
Oh, neither. I had a 3-year-old truck that had 19,000 miles on it. I sold it to my son. I'd never drive that truck. So, how about the tires? James says, are the tires holding up?
I mean, so far so good. No noticeable wear. With I've already driven it for over a year and it's still holding up, still looks good.
Yeah.
So
This is going to be one of those things where, like, I had a buddy in the glass business, and he had these pickup trucks, these Dodge trucks with the Cummins engine, and that thing would have easily 300, 400,000 miles on it, and the motor was still fine. It's the rest of the truck that's falling apart. The arm, the door, you know what I mean? The dash is
yeah.
cracked. The whole truck is falling apart, but the motor is just as good as it was when he got it, which is crazy to see the motor outlast the entire truck. That's
Well, I
going to
mean,
be what happens with those.
yeah, I mean, you get in it and get out. I mean, think about it, 500,000 miles. How many times are you getting in and out of the truck? I mean, that's all those parts, those doors and the seat, getting in it, getting out of it, all those things wear, get in, go to any used car lot and start looking at all where people push the buttons and, people put their hands on the steering wheel and you see wear and tear on those cars. It's just, kind of what happens.
Yeah.
So,
Can't even tell
Um,
what the button said years ago.
yeah, which one's the hot button? Which one's the cold button?
Yeah.
But the Teslas have the screen, so I guess you could replace the screen and then you got all new buttons again. So
Yeah. Can you just say to the thing start and it starts up, or do you
there's
have
no
to?
starting; it's always on. Like you just for me, I just swipe the screen to go in reverse and swipe the screen to go back and drive, and when I open the door, it puts itself in park.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Actually, when I unbuckle, it puts itself in park. So um, it's
Earl
a
says he's got $37,000 profit in his account in the last 10 days. Can I buy a life insurance policy on your life? I don't think so, Earl. I've got life insurance, but yeah, I'm not quitting, and my health is great. I just got a clean bill of health from the doctor, and I have no plans to retire, so you can count on me being here a long time. Two guys want to see AVGO again,
yeah, AVGO.
Michael and Earl.
It's
James said he had that 5.9 liter. It was indestructible. Keep oil in it. Yeah, that's right. No, Dennis, we don't sell calls. We don't do commodities, just stocks. Yeah, AVGO, the big thing here was when the CEO said, I'll base my compensation on AI profitability. And that was a bold move because everybody's waiting to see, does generative AI produce any revenue, let alone profit? And now he's saying that it is, and I'm going to stake my future revenue on it individually. So yeah, that was a great move. Another example of a great jockey.
yeah, the value Jack sold the 325 and that trade's done today. So it's, there's not a trade to take or take advantage of. But
No,
as far as looking at it, get in on Tuesday, 325 and the next strike down, and it's going out for full profit today,
yeah,
unless some craziness happens in the market this afternoon, which is very unlikely.
a little over 8% on that one for 3 days. That's not a bad sandwich. And
Yeah,
on
so
Tuesday, I'll do it again, probably on Broadcom every week, Tuesday for Friday's expiration.
down here, and those are both basically it's at nothing.
Yeah, ain't nothing happening. And I got my IBIT is finally coming green. My 65
Yeah,
naked put on IBIT.
yeah, there you go.
Still
I
the
just sold I just sold a new 6450. I closed out my 61 today for a penny, basically. I paid to close it and then got right back into a 6450 for next week.
This is still, folks, this is still the best income stock that I know of because, like I said, the price is super affordable. If you want to do a naked put, this is the least expensive stock I do naked puts on. You want to do covered calls, that's awesome. That's what I've been doing. And some credit spreads are also good, but the naked put is amazing. Uh, and the covered calls are unbelievable.
I just sold the 6450 put. I'm at 6450 with my other one. I got like 70, I think I got 73 cents maybe. I'll have to look, see what I got filled at. Give me a second. But right, sitting right at 70 cents still right now.
For which
Let's see.
expiration, the 19th?
Yeah, just next week. Not even
Great,
crazy. Yeah, I got 72 cents is what I got. So
great.
$72 to sit on this for a week. It's not
Yeah.
bad.
And if you get it 50,
72.
that'd be great. You'd be gifted the stock.
And I'd be at like a 63.80 cost or something like that. But just
Yeah,
looking at
Pam,
this,
that's awesome.
grab the calculator. Handy dandy calculator. 72 divided by 64.50. That's a 1% in a week right there.
52% per year.
Divided by 7 days times 32. I mean, 365. That's 58%, with a little extra there.
Pam, we
Yep.
record all these sessions. Maybe Jared could put up the link for our recorded Market Master sessions. Every one of them is extremely valuable, especially the one where Jeffrey showed you how to make your own indicator.
Oh, that's probably gold right there. That 2 week session there, or
Yeah,
2 day session.
watch those.
And
Watch those. So Dennis says, Jack, when you do a credit spread, is it better on a 5 or a 10 point spread? Uh, Actually, Dennis, my favorites are 1 point spread, $1 difference in strikes. That is the most pinpoint you can get. The wider the spread on your credit spread, the more danger you have that the stock could settle in the middle of that between that 5 and 10 points, whatever your difference in strikes is. So if the stock only trades in $5 increments on strikes, which some of them do, then I'll still do it. Uh, 10 points, I probably wouldn't do it. $2.50, I do that all the time, and $1 is like my favorite. So that's it. $2.50 to $1.
well, there you go, everybody. He just told you.
Yes, sir. And do we have Jared in here with the link? There we go.
I got the link right there, so
Thank you,
there's the
Jared.
replays.
Yeah, those are gold, man. I can't believe I really can't believe how valuable they are. I find value in just talking to you every time we're on here. So,
Too kind, Jack. Too kind.
oh, yeah, yeah. Earl's making a ton of money on IBIT puts, calls, and spreads. Yeah, with a $2 spread.
Yeah, I've just learned a thing or two over the years teaching myself all this stuff. So
Yeah,
sometimes I get lucky.
yeah, that's what I say too. I got lucky every time. Good
If you
morning.
want to, if you want an SMS reminder when Jack and I are going live here, I'll throw this link in the chat for everybody right there. Put your cell phone number in there and sign up and get the links right there.
Wednesday and Fridays, 11:30.
And I'm just going to save me a document so I quit having to look these up every time.
Yeah.
Really, really quickly. All right.
ETH,
Moving on.
Ether. Let's see Ether.
Yeah, that one's I've just been rolling that forward, making money. And looks like it's finally going to move a little bit. And I actually rolled everything forward yesterday for almost $1. Anywhere
Naked
from
puts.
yeah. Just like I was all the way down at the 32.50 even with some of my positions, rolling them forward for the 19th, and they've already dropped out almost 50% of their value since yesterday. This craziness with this little pop this morning,
Wow. Where's it trading Ether?
right at 34.40.
Okay, I see that. Yeah. Do you like this trading view better than bar chart?
I mean, I it allows me to put my own indicators in. I run a lot of my services actually run with the code that I have running on the charts, and it just one of the advantages here, I draw something on this chart, I go in my other room where I actually sit and trade, and everything I drew on this chart is on that chart. It just syncs automatically.
Nice.
So I don't have to
Thank you.
click anything. I don't have to do anything. So it's super handy for the way I operate. And then
Thank you, Jason. Jason
what's
says
even
you're a
cool,
genius.
I load it up on my phone and it's all right there on my phone too. So if I have to leave, I just pop it up and everything I drew right here on here is right on my phone.
I tell you, I don't like trading on the phone. I do it when I'm with Lance because I love it. I pester him all the time to open up that news flow scanner, and I
Yeah.
love to trade those straight calls with him. And every time I find myself in a room with him, I don't have my laptop. I just have the phone, and I get so excited by what he's showing me on that news flow scanner that I can't help it. I have to do it. I have to do the trade. But I'm 5 for 5 with him. So hey, even on the
Hey,
phone, it's working.
something must be working right.
Yeah. Now, Jason says you're a genius, you and Kane and Lance. And John M asks, is it too late to start trading Ether? I would say every day is a good day to get started, John. What do you think, Jeffrey? Is it too late to start trading Ether?
Well, I mean, too late's all relative. We should go look at the chart. First thing, if you're gonna start trading one of these, the way Jack and I have been income flowing some of these, you got to decide that you're willing to buy this. It's got to be something you want to buy, something you want to own. If you're like, I'm not so sure I want to own Ethereum, not sure I believe in it, not sure, whatever, um, don't trade it. There's plenty of other opportunities out in the market, plenty of stuff. You don't have to just go chase high premium. In fact, you chase high premium and it's something you're not convinced you want to own. you're going to get yourself in trouble. That's the number one. So if you believe Ethereum might go higher, then it's just been consolidating for almost 2 months right here,
No,
right in this range.
after a consolidation, I think this thing looks poised to go higher. What do you think consolidation shows you?
It's, to me, it's a wind up. It's
Fine.
a
It's
wind up, a wind up, a wind up.
yeah, winding a spring.
And when I look at the bigger Ethereum chart, for me, we're sitting here consolidating. We hit my technical pattern off of this pullback we did earlier in the year, bottomed in April, just like the rest of the market, shot up. We've been consolidating right here under my target, back testing the breakout. The next upside potential right here, 55.86 on Ethereum itself. You're like, well, how does that relate to ETHA? And how would I trade that? How would I know where that's going to go? It's all pretty simple. Since ETHA, the iShares, which is BlackRock's Ethereum ETF, is 1-to-1, moves 1-to-1 percentage wise, we just run a little tool that tells us the percentage higher to get to that upside target at 55.86, 24%. So we jump over to ETHA, grab the same tool, price and range tool, 24% higher, right in there. So it puts us basically at 42 right there. If you believe it's going to go, if you don't believe in my technical pattern, you have to do your own kind of work. However it is you find upside potential, you got to do your own work. But this is the way I go about it. My technical pattern says there is potential to go up to about 24% in the coming weeks and months ahead. So I've been selling right down here at 33. I've done it like 4 weeks in a row now. 33, 33, 33. Just keep rolling it forward for about $1 a week. That's a
This is
pretty.
very affordable, folks. On a naked put basis, you'd only need 20% of $34 if you're doing it on margin, or you'd need $3,441 if you're doing it on cash. That's very affordable for a naked put that has juice in it. Yeah,
That's almost 3% a week. I
that's
mean, just
strong.
that gets you nearly 150% a year
Yeah,
right there. Just hanging out. When you annualize that over a year, it's 150% return just to sit there and sell that 33 call and
you
roll
might
it
never
forward.
you might never even own it. You can make that kind of money without ever owning a stock. How crazy is that? Dennis asks, the credit spread's 1 and 2.5 points. Do I try to get a certain credit? Yes, I do. I like to go for anywhere in that 5 to 12%. So I don't look for if it was $1 difference in strikes, I'd look at 5 cents or more, 12 cents. That'd be great. Um, yeah. Oh, we
I
got a
was just
guy
gonna.
that popped it on Tesla yesterday. 5 grand this morning, Rob Royero. Yeah, we
Yeah,
rode that hottie yesterday, and it's all over. Yeah, good.
nice. All over. So we've got this. If we were just let's pretend it's Tuesday already, Jack. Come in here, look at your AVGO. This is all we're just pretending here. We're not actually trading this right now. Where do you think you would come in here, Jack, on
That's a great
AVGO?
question. uh, I look at my trend point software. So I'm going to use a 23 and a 54-day EMA on the chart. And I'm going to start to see if I can squeeze a nice net credit out at that price, at a price that's slightly under support. Basically at a price I think has very little odds of it moving to. Now you remember, the stock is already trending higher. That's always the number one thing. So what's happening with AVGO is I put this trade on Tuesday. The stock continues to trend higher, so it's moving away from my point of risk. That's what I love about it. Otherwise, it's going to trade down into you, and you're going to get all messed up. So right there. So again, I'd probably, if it doesn't move, I'm going to go right in there around 320, 321, close to that. Now, the only
And
thing I
probably,
don't like about it right now is what I call the loft. So the stock is significantly over that short-term trend point. That's a lot of loft. And whenever that gets high like that, it's indicating it's about to pull back. But yeah, I would love that one. I'd do either one of those two. Now I don't want to do it today because I don't want to hold it over the weekend. Anything can happen over the weekend. You know that news flow theory over the weekend, it causes a lot of action on Monday. And as a former market maker, I could tell you Monday, Monday morning is the single worst time to put on a trade because all the market makers come in. They got stacks of orders that will say buy on open or buy at the market on open. And so what they're going to do is they're going to raise the price of that stock, fill all those orders, and then when there's no more orders, the stock pulls back down. They're just protecting themselves and they're basically sticking it to you at a higher price. So Monday's no good. Tuesday morning, 1 hour after the market opens, I let the market settle down. Then I find the trade myself. I put it on. I love to put my own money on the line here. You know, one thing you got great here in me and Jeffrey is we put our money where our mouth is. We don't, there's a lot of guys in this business, believe it or not, they don't even trade. Loft as in LOFT. Yeah, it's much higher. You see back here where it's bouncing around on that short-term trend point. I like that, but when it gets lofty like this, it's going to come back down and touch that short-term trend point and then move higher. So ideally, I want to be at or below that short-term trend point when I'm doing this.
yeah, you
Yep.
you don't want to be above it right here
Yeah,
is, that's the kind of like danger zone is what you're saying right here.
yeah.
If you put your credit spread in here, you're likely to get in trouble, is what Jack's basically saying.
All right, so let's take a look at Pete L. He got himself into a situation here.
All
He
right,
made a
what we got?
mistake on Tesla spread a couple days ago. He did a 919 buy to open call 365 and sold the 367.50 based on the alert from yesterday. Alert to
365, 3.
close it out today. So I did, and he found out that he lost $173. And Fidelity told me I should have let it closed out automatically next week. What did I do wrong? They said I did the reverse of what I should have done. So it's pretty simple, Pete. I'll just clear it up for you right here and everybody else that does a debit spread. When you put that on, when you buy the 365 and you sell the 367.50, that's a wrap order right at the market there. That's correct. Now, what your debit is, regardless of what your debit is, you're going to take that debit and take 50% of the debit and add that to your debit, and that is your good till cancel sell price. Okay. And that's what happens automatically is if you put that in there at your debit plus 50% to be your exit, your good till cancel, you just put that in on a limit. And once the market hits that, it takes you out automatically. Or change the net credit you want. But I don't know how you would have had a loss here. That everybody had a gain on it.
Unless you paid too much to get in to begin with.
Well, regardless,
Because right now it's only 230, basically sitting at 230. If
yeah,
I don't know what he got in yesterday, what the
I,
cost was yesterday, but
I don't either.
right now, if you closed it on the open today, you definitely could have gotten screwed. I saw some crazy stuff happening.
Yeah. But it's better with the debit spreads just to do the wrap order. As soon as you get filled, turn around and put a good till cancel sell on the net credit you want to receive and put a limit on that and then just let it go.
And see if it says $1.20 yesterday. So if you got in for $1.20 debit yesterday,
And we're at 230.
and we're at 230 today,
You would add 60 to the $1.20. 180 would be where you'd want to be out.
180 should have been your limit order. 230 if you got out right now. That's even better than the target. So unless you had reversed it, if Fidelity said you reversed it, that maybe you sold to open this one.
Yes, that's what
And
happened.
if you accidentally sold that one or sold the lower one, sold the 365 and bought this one, you did a credit spread instead of a debit spread, and then you have to pay to get out. And that would be a loss right there.
Right. Now, Pete L, I see you say you're totally confused. That's okay. I understand. I have a video inside the members area there where you can watch me do it and explain exactly how uh, how it's done. I do the trade live myself. I recorded it. I showed you how to put the buy on. You could see my order get filled. Then I turn around and I show you how to put the good till cancel for sale on there. And yeah, Bodine says you might have got confused and just put a 60-cent credit as an exit order. Yeah, instead of 180. Yep, that's what would have happened. Rob says there's plenty of trades in the future. He will make it up. Yes, you will, Pete L. I promise you I'll do everything I personally can to help you. But I first want you to watch me do it in the members area and then send in any questions. We got live customer support Monday through Saturday now. Can you believe that? So and Pete L, you can call those guys. We got Gustavo and Cam on there. They know what I'm doing. They can help you with all of it. And I want to make sure you're one of the top dogs in terms of success. So you don't need to thank me for my patience, Pete. That's my job. I'm patient. I love helping people. I understand how hard it is to get started, and I understand how hard it is to ask a question and when you don't want to feel stupid. But nobody's stupid in here. You're all smart for being in here. There's no stupid questions, so you can ask. I got all the patience you need. Uh, you can go to jackcartertrading.com, Pete, and log in there, and then go to the members area for that service, Tesla. And I know you are trying hard, and I appreciate that. And
This is what yesterday to get in, it should have been a buy, 365, sell,
correct.
367. This price right here would have been $1.20. Should have said debit right there.
And then you add 50% to your price that you got in, and that's your price to get out.
So it would have been $1.80 to get out, and you would have hit not limit debit, but limit credit to get out, to close the order. This would have been a sell. This would have been a buy to get out. Right there.
You're not dumb, Pete. Don't say that. No, you're not dumb. There's something else happened in there to create the loss. Don't say that. We're going to get you fixed up. We're going to get everybody fixed up that needs help. That's why I'm here.
Well, that's why we sit here and talk about the real trades. I brought up a real trading platform with real live market data, so we could talk about it right here. This is just
this book. This Earl kills me. Earl says it's pretty obvious I idolize Jack. Suck it up, Jack. Says I'm 76, retired, and before I met you, I lost $300,000 trading. That's a big chunk to lose. Paid $20,000 for subscriptions during that time. After the first of the year, he joined me, bought the Diamond Club, and he's up over 200,000 this year alone. Wow. And he's going to recover the 300,000, and he's happy as a clam. Way to go, Earl. Proud of you. Now, Earl, Pete L, you keep going, man. Just don't give up. Giving up is the worst part. I probably only thought about giving up 5 times in my life, and I didn't. You got to be a stubborn, persistent bastard to just keep getting kicked in the face till you get it figured out. But that's what happened. Dennis, Diamond Club is where you get all my stuff. Jared could drop the phone number in there. Or you could put your phone number in the link if you want to get a call about that. Yeah, Matt says, been accessing your weekly income trade program for a couple years now. I should be accessing it much more. Yeah. Yeah. Way to go, Matt. Yeah, get in on that, man. I put my own money on the line with, some directional trades, sometimes stocks, and sometimes I'll do a straight up call. Like when I'm messing around with Lance, I can't help myself because I'm addicted to trading. But most of the time, I'm doing income stuff, naked puts, credit spreads, covered calls, all on stocks that are trending higher. Yes, Matt, you do need reminding. We all need reminding, right? But Pete L, man, I am not going to let you down. I
Yeah,
won't let anybody in here down.
this breakout on Tesla sets it up for
Yeah.
my target right up here, 55, 550 basically.
Though what's going to happen here real soon is I don't know what the short interest is on Tesla, but folks, short interest is the amount of stock that's short that the traders have shorted on a stock. And what happens is, uh, yeah, that's right. That's right, Dennis. It's debit spreads. What happens when you get these short sellers piling on shorts is if the stock makes a tiny move higher, they have one of two choices. They can short more stock at a higher price. That's called financing your short, or they can just buy to close. And and that's the rub right there. That's what's going to happen. Can you see how much is shorted?
Hold on 1 second. I just logged in for the first time in a couple of weeks.
So these guys, what I'm saying is when Tesla starts to move higher, and it will, there's going to be a massive what they call short squeeze, where you have to the guys that are short, they have to buy back the stock to not lose any more money. But some of the real tricky guys, like they'll short some at, let's say, 350, and they'll short some at 375, and they'll short some more at 400. That's financing your short. But I've seen guys get blown out of business doing that. Well, one of my bosses actually blew up almost the entire firm, shorting a stock and financing his short, because you'll get a margin call, right? You're doing this on margin, you're shorting it. You're going to have to either throw more money in your account, buy back the stock, or short more. So, where do you find short interest?
I I pay for it. I pay for a subscription right here. It's not cheap, but this Ortex is a place you can get it, and they show you all these metrics on it. And short interest right now around $30 billion. So that's a lot of money that Elon tweeted about it almost 2 weeks ago that he was going to go after the shorts. So
Yeah.
um,
Guys that run companies hate it when people short their stock because they hate the fact that somebody thinks their stock is going down. So they always want everybody to buy in and let's put the herd on the shorts and let's run it up. But really, Tesla, it's such a divisive stock. The businesses that they're in is divisive. The guy running it is divisive. People love or hate Elon. So that causes a lot of volatility, a lot of strong opinions. And when you see that short interest, it's going to be those guys are going to get their hair caught on fire. I mean, I would, but I don't have any to get caught on fire. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's the right now. All right, we got a really good question in here. Rob Broyero, my man Rob, has been at it a long time. He says, let's say for the perfect storm like Tesla, if you do not do the auto exit and you wait, question is, what would be the max for today's example on Tesla? Well, the max on a debit spread is going to be depending upon the difference in strikes, but we're shooting for 54% on these trades, but you can make more. I've seen them go a lot higher. I mean, you can make a lot more than 50.
that's the difference in the strikes would be the maximum. Now that doesn't mean you can't get filled for more than that in some fluke in the market, but if you just let it expire and it expires in the money, that's the max.
It's your max profit. So yeah, that's a good that's a lot. That's more than 100% a lot of times. But like I say, it's just easier. Like if you wait, if you don't, the question is, do you take the automated exit on the good till cancel at 54%, or do you wait if the thing really blows up and goes higher? I think it's just easier to not, I always leave money on the table. I never pick the low and I never pick the high. And I think anybody tells you they can do that is bullshitting you. I get close, but I don't really care if I don't hit the high. But yeah, your max profit, Rob, is the difference between strikes.
You see what happened if you had closed out, you avoided the downside. If you'd
Yes.
closed out, you avoided the downside. If you
Yeah.
closed out, you avoided the downside over and over and over.
Yeah. That's why we like to put that sell. The second you get filled, you turn around and put it for sell GTC, good to cancel.
A lot of these stocks are notorious for pulling back right after they pop. It's just
Just natural. I mean, even AVGO came down a pretty good amount. They let the air out of that gap, and again, anytime you see a gap up like that, it's really an overreaction, or any gap up or gap down based on news is an overreaction because there's no way to pinpoint what should the price be now that that news is out. I mean, people say the market's always right. I think the market's always wrong, which is why it's always trying to find its correct spot. But anytime you get that gap up, if you're trading a directional trade, that's your sell signal, or just expect it to fade a little bit.
yeah. Let's see. When option spreads widen out during volatility, when you will see quotes above max width of the two spreads, but you usually cannot get filled. That's a market maker trick too. Jack can speak more of that than I can, but
Yeah,
market makers will spread those bid asks out there, make it look like it's nice and juicy, but nobody will give you a fill
nobody.
unless it's just a fluke. Unless it's like some newbie trader comes to the market, puts that order in, clicks the wrong side, and the market will match you and him up, lickety split, and you both get a crazy fill, and he's sitting there going, "What the heck just happened?" And you're sitting there going, "How did I get more money?"
Yeah, with options market makers and Nasdaq market makers too, but really options market makers, they're pricing it in so they don't get hurt. They're not pricing it in so you get a lot of move. They're pricing it in so they don't get hurt. That's why when you look at this expected move, the options market makers have priced in an expected move. That's not really expected. That's just where they think they don't want to get torched by making a sale or making a buy on their own account, right? So, the market makers, NASDAQ or options, they have a net capital requirement their firm has, even if they're a prop desk, that they have to, not take big losses. And a lot of them, they can't hold a position overnight. They don't want to be long or short overnight, or they not allowed to be. So, yeah, Jason says if you want to increase your win rate, always enter a GTC take profit order once you're filled. Yeah, that's been what's working, Jason, is to do the trade, to test the trade, and then immediately put her on there. Good till cancel.
Yeah, take profit, but not a stop. If you put a stop, you'll
Right.
probably get stopped.
Yeah, don't ever put a stop on an option trade. Dennis asks, any stocks with options based on a 1 point spread? Want to check it out? I'm not sure if I can pull one off the top of my head, but the last time I did Visa, it had 50-cent option spreads. That's good stuff. Problem was, Visa's not in a trend now, which is why I'm not doing it. But let's take a look at those.
That's at $5 strikes right now.
Five. Yeah.
Oh, and 250 on the weekly.
I don't know if any with a dollar spread. It just has to be, yeah, only mental stop. That's right, Rob.
Well, we got 50 cents on IBIT.
There you go. That's so cool, man. I love that. You can really get some precision stuff with a credit spread like that. You're almost at the same price, right? Instead of a $5 difference or a $10 difference in strikes, when you got a 50-cent difference, man, it's just like one price almost. You don't want to have that stock drop into between your strikes. That's a real mess. So you either want it to stay above or go below both, right? But if
So we
it
look at
settles in the middle, it's a nightmare situation. So this is so good. My mouth just waters looking at IBIT. I know I told you I had more than I wanted to get, but I'm still going to try to get more.
it's one of
And
those
I
like
can't help it, man. I can't help it. It looks too good.
when you've been trading as long as Jack and I, and you see so much premium available and so much juice, and you're pretty
I gotta
convinced
get
it's going higher.
my napkin out. My mouth is watering. Hey, priming. That's
Yeah, so
juicy, baby. That's like a steak. like biting into a juicy piece of steak. I love this one on IBIT.
Yeah, we could go look at this now. You wouldn't want to do this today. Jack loves to do these on Tuesday with a Friday expiration.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to do this today. You would want to go wait until Tuesday, and let me
Credit
pull back
spread.
up. Let me pull
But
back up
every
the
day for a naked put is a good day.
yeah. I mean, I did the naked put today for next week,
Yeah.
but if you're going to do a
Probably
credit
do that
spread,
when we
you
get done.
don't want it to go in the money.
No.
So we'd be down here looking around about 63s, the bottom of your trim point.
I got guys that do this that just want to make 2 or 3% a week. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but it really adds up. And I got some old dudes, in their 90s. They're fine with 2% a week, 3% a week. They're over the moon, right? And you figure that out, man. That's for an old guy retired, is an income trader, and all he needs is 2 or 3% a week. That's relatively easy to do, right? And he's going further out of the money than I am because he's taking less net credit and he's comfortable with that. And I don't think he's ever had a bad trade.
Yeah, look at the risk to reward right now. That's basically 16% on this one at the bottom of your trim point. If you did it today. Now, I'd wait till Tuesday, like Jack said, to do this. But right now, we're looking at 16% going at the bottom of the trim point and just doing a 50-cent wide credit spread.
Without owning the stock. These are all ways I have a couple of ways to trade and make money without ever owning the stock. I like to own them, but you can do this without ever touching, having to buy a stock. You do naked puts to the cows come home and not ever have to buy it.
Kind of wild, right, everybody?
It is. That's one of the things I like. That was my turning point for income trading was uh, shortly after we met up with a lot of guys from I went to class with a Dean Witter brokerage firm. They were the largest broker in the 80s. And I always was amazed at how the rich kids in there loved buying calls. There was we're all trained at the World Trade Center, regardless of what office you worked at. And these guys from San Luis Obispo and another guy from LA, they were already trust fund kids. And so they had money and they loved taking risk, buying calls, buying puts. And I did that, got my face ripped off. Then once I realized that options are a zero sum game, there's a winner in every options trade, even if you're constantly losing, somebody's winning. And once I figured that out, and when I figured out that you get paid instantly, like I say, with a credit spread or a naked put, in my mind, you would think you would only get paid at expiration if you were right. But the way the market works, the CBOE guarantees that if you sell an option, that buyer's money goes right into your account immediately. So you get to hang on to that money. Even if the trade doesn't work out, you still got paid up front on a naked put too. So and growing up with no money, just cannot believe you could sell something today that might be worth nothing in a matter of days. The only other thing I can think of is flowers and vegetables that expire worthless after a certain amount of time, right? Food and flowers. But a contract that expires worthless that you can sell and get paid for now, man, that made me lightheaded when I started to look at all the income you could make it. And ever since then, I've been on the sell side of the options.
I play both sides a little bit. I mean, debit spreads are kind of playing the long side just a little bit, but it's
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's opportunity both ways, but you can make good, consistent money doing the selling credit, and a lot of people don't realize that. I mean, it's consistent too. I mean, this pull up my actual public track record here. I've only been doing this for 4 months right
I
here.
love, I love it. You're proving to the world what can be done. And another thing I got to tell you, when you're on these platforms and you get ranked like he is, I never go for the most money I can make every time. I don't do that. So some guys are going to have an outrageous, leaderboard stat, and that's cool if a guy's up 4,000% or whatever. But I'm comfortable and I'm happy just doing with what I'm doing, and that's what you need to do. Don't always try to make the most money on every trade. Just do what is a combination of low risk or where it fits in your risk parameters and a good yield, right?
Well,
Just do.
think about it this way. I'm sitting here trading against everybody that puts their money on here, whether that's the trust fund kids with millions of dollars in their account, or that's the little guy with thousands of dollars in their account. That's me right here. I just have thousands. So I'm sitting here ranked 180th in the world against all those traders, whether they
You're
got $1 million accounts or $1,000 accounts, and I'm ranked
in
180th for the
in your
year.
in my book, you're ranked number one.
Well, thanks, Jack. But I'm just saying, like, throw it out there. Like, that shows you how hard it is to actually make money at this game right here.
Yes.
Even if you've got $1 million accounts right there,
And
pulling a profit.
a lot of people will tell you, like Jeffrey was told when he got started, the average person cannot make money trading. That's what everybody tells you from the inside. Every broker, everybody, they don't think you can do it, but you can do it. Jeffrey's proven it. I've proven it. We got a lot of guys here that have proven that the average guy can make money trading.
And it's I've heard that even from some of our fellow guru types that have been formally trained. It's just the industry inside thing. It's like retail traders are a joke. It's they call it a dumb money for a reason. They they think we're stupid and we're dumb and we can't. We're just going to give them the money. We're their liquidity. But if you sit
Yeah.
here and you do a disciplined strategy, you can be among the top traders in the world. And I don't even have a very big account.
Well, you hit the word right there, discipline. You would not believe when I was a market maker how many brokers would bring in orders before the market opened to buy on open when they could see the stock was gapping up, right? And there's a Chinese wall between the bullpen where the brokers are and where the traders are. We had like a little Dutch door and they'd put it in a chute and the ticket would drop down. And I just want to stand up and yell out there, Steve, how can you be so stupid to let your customer buy this with no price? He's just saying buy it at the market when it's gapped up huge. That's the dumbest thing in the world. So the guy was dumb and the broker was dumb. You got the blind leading the blind. So there is a lot of dumb money out there. A lot of people that don't know what they're doing, and a lot of people like say, "Well, I had a $300,000 loss last year, and now I'm making it up." It happens, but you can do it. You can be successful, and you all should be getting the kind of money you deserve.
Now, 2 weeks ago, we talked about the fact I was selling Dollar Tree $100 put. Guess what? I rolled it forward yesterday for another dollar credit for next week. I haven't been put the stock yet. It is slightly underwater, but it's actually still above my cost basis if I get put the stock because I've collected basically $3 now. So it's sitting right at my cost basis. If I get put the shares, I'm at scratch. I could turn around and sell it. It'd be even. But this is my technical pattern for a bounce. It's been in an uptrend. We're just in a little temporary pullback, likely to fill the gap over here at some point.
That has to fill that gap going forward. That has to get filled in. It will. That's the nature
So
of gaps.
once everybody quits being bummed out and this thing actually starts coming back up.
Or quits being bummed out, or they're going to bail on it. They're going to bail on it right before it goes higher. Where you watch, look at the volume, and you'll see people are going to be like, "I'm sick of this Dollar Tree. Why am I in Dollar Tree when I could be in Broadcom?" Right? Opportunity cost is going to eat away at their brain, and they're going to say, "I'll take whatever money I could get, and I'll put it into something else." And once all the babies are out, uh, this will get into stronger hands, and it'll be. Yeah, I 122 looks easy.
Yeah, I mean, easy, right? I mean, and then you zoom out even further and you're like, oh man, look at that. I mean, yeah, this
What?
one could be a
Yeah,
big runner, I feel like.
yeah.
We could go back to these all-time highs up here at 175.
Now, as compelling as this looks going higher, would you buy a call?
No, I'm not buying a call.
I wouldn't either, but that's what a lot of people see. Hey, if this thing can go to 96 to 210, I'm buying a call. But you're
when
going to make
when
more
when are you
money.
going to buy the call? Like when might this play out? Like it could do that kind of climb rate and get there by January,
Yeah.
but it also could do this and it'd be 2027. So do you buy your call here, or do you buy it here, or how many times are you going to try it before you run out of money?
Yeah.
Whereas you can just sell some puts over here and, keep selling credit all the way. Once you get put, sit in the shares. There's no cost to being in the shares, but you can sell options against the shares.
Yeah. You can. Dennis, IBIT is good because the beta is high. The stock is relatively affordable, and you can make great money, naked puts, covered calls, or credit spreads. And yes, we do seminars. Jeffrey, are you doing a seminar in Jacksonville in January?
No, I do an in-person event. Usually, it'll probably be sometime mid next year.
Yeah, I'm doing, if you want to know, I'll be in Jacksonville live for 2 days in January. We haven't picked the dates yet, but that's a lot of fun if you want to come. Uh,
And they might invite me down there for that, Jack, since we're partnered up now.
yeah, I think I'm gonna lean on him to get you down there. Like Lance was down there. I walked in on Lance's. He didn't even know I was standing behind messing with him. People were laughing and he didn't know I was there. Then I cracked a joke and then he realized I was there. And then I pestered him and we opened up that news flow scanner and we did some live trades right there.
So
A lot of
here
fun,
was
Jacksonville, man. We're gonna have a good time, Jeffrey. So plan on being there, and yeah, come down, guys. Come down to Jacksonville, and we do live trades, right? It's education. We go deep into the strategies, and then I pretty much do a live trade on everything. I did it on ANET. So it's just all kind of stuff. IBIT, we did naked puts live. Watch the money come in. It's great learning how to do it. And every one of the gurus down there, they'll be on for 1 or 2 days. So I really hope, Jeffrey, you and I could do it even together. That'd be
yeah.
great.
I mean, I don't see a reason why I probably can't do it, but it's just up to the company whether they want to bring me down or not.
Yeah, no, they'll bring you down. They'll come and get you with the new corporate helicopter and bring you down. We're also going to have a cigar smoking seminar later. No, we're not.
Yeah, I may just let my Cybertruck drive me down there.
There you go. You should drive that thing down there. Yeah. Can you lay rubber with that in the parking lot or no?
Oh yeah, it'll spin all four tires.
All right. Well, I'm going to find out. I'll tell you if you drive it down there. I haven't had a ticket in a long time. I'm fine with racing around.
There you go. So for anybody wanting to know, what I've done recently, here's the live, picture from yesterday when I rolled forward for $100 credit, 100
Rob did
strike
too. Rob
right
rolled
there.
two 919 Dollar Trees, $1.69 each. Rob's doing what you're doing.
So there you go. Yeah,
January, Dennis, January, mid-January. We'll be down in Florida.
Yeah, Rob's in my VIP group, so he gets to see
Cool.
all those trades as I post them.
Cool. Yeah, that's
So,
great what you're doing there.
all righty.
This Tesla, should we get back into that?
Yeah, let's come back around to Tesla. It's
Primed.
probably one of my favorite stocks to trade options on. And for a lot of people, so if you're trying to credit flow this, you're trying to do puts, you're like, ooh, baby, that's $400. Here's the one I've been doing, selling puts on weekly, actually. I don't do it in my 50K challenge account, so it's not there on K-Info, but I do it in some of my other accounts. I have about 3,000 shares of this
Nice.
in total. You talk about like, is 3,300 shares of IBIT too much? Maybe my 3,000 shares of this is too much because but today it's definitely showing some juice here, going from
Yeah.
13 2 days ago to almost 17 today. That's $4 times 3,000 shares.
Now we're talking.
That's going to be 12 grand up right there.
I know. That's the funny thing about a big position, the one little move, and when you got thousands of shares, it's a real eye opener. What's the beta on this little baby?
3.63.
Dang. And there's
I keep
options?
Yeah, I keep selling. There's weeklies. I keep selling the weeklies right under these lows
Okay,
and
so
just
what
keep.
could you get for a 12 naked put?
Let's go look right
Dang,
here.
man, I'm gonna write this one down. And what was the beta on Ether if we get a chance?
It was 1.6 roughly. It doesn't have 24 month, or it doesn't have like the 5 year history yet.
Okay.
Um, so it's actually a new.
Whoa.
Yeah, look at these. Look at this premium in here for next Friday. Absolute
Man,
insanity.
that is that's wild.
Look at that 10% right there
I'm gonna sell some naked puts here when we get done.
on a
I
14
might do
strike.
some,
10%.
I'm down like four flat tires with that trade right there. And Ether, I'm gonna do an Ether naked put when we get done. I'm gonna do TSLL naked put as well. And
Nice.
collect some maybe some cover calls more on Nvidia.
Now, like Jack said, this when it makes a big pop, we might experience some downside. So definitely be careful. Give yourself some room. Don't go at the money.
Yeah.
At the money can get you in trouble. So give yourself some
Right.
downside for a pullback. Don't go full boat. Don't put max risk. Don't do
Wow.
that.
Look at this though. If you do a naked put on this, you only need what, $1,600?
Yeah, yeah, for one. Yeah. That's the crazy thing right there.
I
And
know.
I've built myself up to about 3,000 shares on this. So I'm selling upside calls some. I don't even sell full boat. I just sell partial upside calls. I'll pop up there a couple, week out, 2 weeks out, sell above all the highs, and then I'll sell a couple more puts below and just keep hammering income off of this baby because it's so
Yeah.
fat and rich. Because it's
Well,
it's riding
Earl,
the coattails of the stock that trades the most options out there, Tesla.
yeah, this is awesome. I love the affordability. I love the fact that it has options on it. Um, I really don't mess with any stock that doesn't have options or a beta over one. And this is awesome.
Yeah, so coming back to Tesla, I know you love these debit spreads, and we should probably talk more about how people can get involved in that. I
Yeah,
think
let's do it.
few people missed out. You nailed a big winner yesterday into today. So it's
We
important to
nail
remember
big
that
winners all the time, man. That's our job, nailing big winners.